Do we have any new members here that are not afraid to say, hey, I'm new? I don't see any faces that I don't recognize, so I think everybody's here that we know. Our dues, right now our current dues are $25, right, for the year.
Right.
Steve is our membership person back here running the camera. So if you haven't paid your dues and you want to pay your dues, see Steve on the break, and he'll take care of that for you. Some of the benefits that we have, real quick, we have a library out back. I don't know if anybody's running it today. I've seen, oh yeah, John's here, so he'll run the library if anybody wants to check something out. I know last month, a couple of things came back, and I think we got them all put back in their place, and they found the cards and stuff. So, but we have library, we have supplies back here. Roger will be selling supplies on the break. We have raffle that we'll be doing on the break. We also have a sharpening system, you know, a Wolverine sharpening system. If you don't have a way to sharpen your tools, you probably should be bringing them in here and or getting back there and sharpening them at least once a month, chew them things up. So those are some of the things that are available for our members. If you want to join, see Steve. Let's see, moving on down the list, treasurer's report. David, have you got a treasurer's report for us? And let's see what mic this is on when he starts talking. We might have to turn it. Okay.
Okay, we got about $14,284 and change in the account just prior to the meeting. And some of the things we paid this month are the chapter dues, our chapter insurance, and about $400 off for shirts and apparel that we do in supplies, and some rent money. So we've also collected almost $2,600 for the Rudy Lopez events that are coming up. So.
All right. Thank you, Dave. Let's just turn that one back off. Maybe while it's on, we'll move down the list and get Fred to talk about festival. So let me turn my mic off. That might help. All right. Yeah, we got Fred Bivens wants to talk about festival.
Sorry, it takes me a little while to get up. I'm 2 months on my new knee. So, Festival of the Arts. You've all been there before. I'm here. I'm going to talk about first the regional arts competition and exhibition. And you know that the Grand River Woodturners Guild sponsors the Ron Denbroder Award. So there's at least one award for woodturning in there, but there are several other 3D awards. So I'd like to pass, if you'll pass some of these around, George or somebody else that can get up. On this side. Pass them on. We have, for those of you that are multi-talented, we not only have the regional arts competition and exhibition this year, we have 2 other arts competitions that you can enter. And you can enter all 3 of them actually. The second one is a photography competition. We have photography in the regional arts, but this is a special one. It's photographs of any bronze sculpture in West Michigan, in the 8-county area. So if you're also a photographer and you want to get out into another area, there's one. And if you happen to be a comic book or anime or graphic novel artist, we're having a special competition for that as well this year. We're branching out. We had comic book artists last year in the event, and I thought, you know, we've kind of overlooked them simply because, you know, it's not something I do, so, or read. But there are a number of people out there. So all of the information is on here, but the important one is in blue, and that is the link to the application. Again, you can apply online or register online, and you can either pay online or you can say you'll pay when you bring your work in. You'll have to bring your work in. Again, it's going to be at the Old City Water Office Building at 1101 Monroe. Doug knows where that is. Several of you brought stuff in last year. And I hate to say it, but you didn't have a lot of competition last year. There were, I can't remember how many wood turnings, but
Not as much. We always hope for more wood turnings.
yeah, we want more wood turnings. So if you've got something and you're pretty proud of it, think about entering this show. It's good for festival. It's good for the arts community at large, and it's really good for us wood turners to see more wood in the show. And the Denbroder Award is incentive for that, and I like to think, you know, Ron used to enter the show all the time, and Ron would be in here encouraging everyone to enter, even if, as he had his bowls for peanuts, he would enter them, and he loved being part of the show. So. Also, I'll talk a little bit about the demonstration tent, because I'm in charge of that. You guys have already signed up to be in the demonstration tent. But if you happen to feel like you want to do it on your own, come and see me, or talk to Doug. I know you're going to organize it for the guild, and you're going to have a block of time. This year, you're not going to spread it out like you did last year.
I'm not making that mistake.
Last year, Doug said, oh, well, we'll do an hour here, and then we'll do an hour here, and then we'll do an hour here. Yeah. And so Doug was running himself ragged trying to make sure that happened. So, but this year, you're going to have a block of time that you're going to have to fill. But beside that, let me know, because I, being a wood turner, have a soft spot for wood turners. So if you want some other time, let me know. So I think that's it. If there are any questions, yeah, Jeff.
What's the deadline for the entry?
You can enter right up to the last minute of the Saturday, which is May 4th. May 4th, yeah. Saturday, May 4th. We judge on May 5th. So 4 o'clock on May 4th, you bring it in there. And if you don't feel like you can do the registration online, feel free to just bring your work in on those dates. We'll have volunteers there that'll get you registered. If you don't have a computer at home, or you just don't feel comfortable doing the online thing, and you don't have to pay until you get there, but come on in. We're really friendly people, so we'll help you out in any way you can, or any way we can. So, anything else? Thank you much.
Thank you very much. So yeah, we are going to be demonstrating at the demonstration tent for festival. I have a sign-up sheet here that Ken has left with me because he couldn't make it again today. He's been really busy schedule for the last month or so. So we are looking for people to, can you turn that down just a little bit? I'm feedbacking there. We're looking for people who want to sell their stuff. So if you're interested in selling your things, I have a sign-up list here for people who want to sell their stuff at our table. If you're selling your stuff at our table, we're going to ask that you work the table. We're looking to make some changes on how our tables are set up this year. Ken and I talked about it a little bit this week, but we haven't got a chance to really sit down and put a pen to things. Right now, we have 8 people signed up for having their things on the tables. I think we have room probably for at least 10 comfortably. 10, 12 people starts to get a little crowded in there. And then I also have a list for people to sign up to actually work the booth on my next page over. Everybody who is signed up to be there, we're hoping that you can come and work. You need to work it too for a couple of time spots to help sell the stuff. It's a great place to get into selling your stuff. You know, if you haven't done it before. I mean, this is the first place that I actually went and sold my stuff, and it was a great learning place to do it. It's a lot of fun. You talk to a lot of people who really are interested in the wood you turn. I mean, it's incredible, you know, the response you get from people when you start talking to them, and they love to talk to the person who made this piece. You know, so if you're there, you're more apt to sell your stuff because they feel like they got to talk to the artist. And that makes a big difference for selling stuff, you know. So it's a great place to get your feet wet if you're thinking about selling something and you haven't done it before. If you have sold stuff before, then we're hoping that you'll come back on again this year and be involved with our sales tent. We also are going to be looking for people to help out with doing demonstrations at the demonstration tent. I know John did one last year, and then I think I ended up filling the rest of the spots. We're hoping that we can get more people down there to do it. That was also a lot of fun, and I think it helped our sales to have our something going on at the demonstration tent. I think this year we'll actually have a sign in our booth showing when we're going to be at the demonstration tent doing stuff, because people are asking, and we didn't have it written down, and once we started spreading the word, like, yeah, we're going to be down at the demonstration tent doing a natural edge bowl, you know, or I'll be down there doing wands. That was pretty popular. So, you know, it helped to get people down there to look at stuff, and then they'd come on back and buy something, you know, so all that kind of works hand in hand. So we're looking for people to help out with festivals, so if you want to help out and you haven't signed up yet, swing by during the break and we'll get your name on the list. I have a sign up here for our for the Rudy Lopez demonstration. I have a current list here, so if you're wondering if your name's on the list and it shows that you're paid or not, swing by on a break and take a look at this. The demonstration page goes onto the back. And we have just a few people who haven't paid for their spots. But most of our spots have been paid for, but the ones that are not paid for are on the back of the page. We are asking for those to be paid for by the end of the day today. Check it out, make sure you're on the list. Yes, Jeff?
We've got room for more.
We got room for more. We're up to about 40 people, but we could easily seat 100 people in that room.
Can you just review what he's going to be doing with his demonstration?
The
dates?
Hang on, with it. Yeah, I got the flyer. He's going to be, during the demonstration, the all-day demonstration, he's going to do his twice turn bowls. That's the bowl with the scalped edge, and then he turns it the other way, and he hollows it. Yeah, we can pass those around. He's also going to be going over his wing bowl from the crotch, which is also the Monday class that people have signed up for. And then he's going to do the square round bowls and vessels, which is our Sunday and Tuesday class. And then he's going to cover negative rake scrapers and some other little things that he does to make these things. So those are the three things that he'll be covering during his all-day demonstration: the twice turn bowl, the winged bowl from a crotch, and the squared around. We have room for one person in the Sunday class, which is the squared around class. It's considered a beginner's class, a beginner to intermediate. You don't have to have highly advanced skills, but you should have some skills using a bowl gouge. So if you're interested in getting into that class, which is Sunday,
31st.
the 31st, yeah, Sunday the 31st, we have one spot open. So if you want to get in that class, let me know, we can get you signed up. It's $95 for the all-day class. The Rudy Lopez demonstration is $25 if you pay today. After the day, it's $35 at the door for anybody who hasn't paid up.
Where's that at?
It's going to be at Foment, which is a business over by the airport. We've sent out this flyer to everybody on our email list. It's an attachment, and on the flyer on the bottom it has the address. So check your email. You should have got that. We're going to send that out again this week. So open up the flyer, it's an attachment to the last email we just sent earlier this week, right, Steve?
Yes.
Like 3 days ago we sent it.
I also sent another piece that showed a lot of his work.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody got that.
Did you send it to everybody? I didn't.
It should have gone to
They must
everybody.
have blind recipients because I couldn't tell. If you,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the page, the other one he sent out has all of his demos in it, and One of the pages is just a page on his twice-turned bowls, or not twice-turned bowls, but squared around, and the other one is the winged bowl. So when you look through the flyers that Steve sent, there are 5 pages in there. If you're in the winged class, this page is in there. It gives you a tool list on what to bring to that class in 2 weeks. The classes will be held here up into our room. We cleaned that out. We've got all of our lathes set up. We still got to get a heater in there and warm that room up a little bit. But that will be where you'll come to take the classes. The demonstration will be at Foment Industries over by the airport. So, and then the squared around is in there too. The tool list for both of them is almost the same. 1/2 inch to 5/8 inch bowl gouge, a round nose scraper. This one actually says a 1/4 to 3/4 inch round nose scraper, and a parting tool. So those are the tools probably needed for both classes. Yes.
And on the squared around, he will be bringing several Raleigh Monroe hollowers and some Doug Thompson tools that people can use. So
Okay.
He's done this enough that he travels heavy.
Okay. Yes, Roland.
Is wood provided for that, or?
Yes. Yes. Wood is provided. Lunch is not provided for the classes. So if you got a hands-on class, we'll have somebody here who might run out and pick up lunch for everybody. If they decide, we're going to pitch in and get a pizza. But we'll have somebody here to help round up lunches, or you just brown bag it and bring your own lunch. There's a new restaurant right next door up here called Bud Penny. It's right on the other side of the parking lot. It's a up-and-coming restaurant. They got sandwiches there, coffee and stuff like that, so people could just walk up there and grab a sandwich on the break if they want and come on down and get back into their class. So yeah, the lunch, the $95 did not include lunch on the day of the demonstration. Lunch is provided. That's an all-day demonstration. We'll have lunch and drinks and coffee, donuts, and stuff.
Yeah. For people who are doing the hands-on, we're going to have a reception at my house Friday night, and I'll be sending something out.
To meet Rudy Lopez.
Yeah, meet Rudy and talk to him.
Okay.
Yep.
I also, Don Doyle, who is the rubber chucky guy, I don't know how many people are familiar with him, but he's a member of our group here, he's a member of the DAW, and Rudy Lopez uses some of his rubber chucky products. So he will be at the demonstration, the all-day demonstration, and he will have a table set up, selling some of his stuff at discount. Yes?
In the supplies for that, it says something about bringing a chuck. Do I need to do that?
We have chucks for all of our lathes.
I thought so.
Yeah, we have chucks and calipers, and you might want to bring a light if you've got a magnetic light to put on the lathe. I mean, we've got that room pretty bright right now, but me personally, I like to have a light. So I will be bringing a light. So that's the only thing you might want to bring. But we'll have face plates and chucks, and everything else is in the bag. And that's probably something we'll go through here in the next week and make sure everyone is there.
Bring a face shield.
And you'll have to bring a face shield. He says safety glasses, but our group requires a face shield for anybody who's working on the lathe. So bring a face shield, and then the tool lists are out here. We'll send these back out again. I think we'll send out just the 2 pages for the classes that are available so that everybody realizes what they've signed up for, and they can see what tools they need to bring. Any other questions on that? Okay. I do have those sheets up here if somebody wanted to look at them on the break. Let's see, once again, our June meeting, we moved to the 22nd because we don't want to compete with Ron's hands-on retreat. So just make a note of that. When it gets to be June, it's 1 week later than as before. Let's see, new business. Next week, we're going to give our little room up here a trial run, and we're going to have a basic bowl class, which we probably should call it a basic bowl gouge class, because that's basically how to use a bowl gouge to turn a bowl is what we're going to be showing. It's going to be free to the first 6 people that want to get in that class. So if you're interested in being in that class, I've already had 2 people tell me they are. If we have, Lauren, you want to be in it? If we have more than that, then we'll draw names from a hat too, so we have 6.
What day is it?
Let's see, Babcock,
Yeah,
Steve. I knew your last name. So this is next Saturday, 9 o'clock, in our storage room up here. Let's see, Steve Babcock. Tennyson, what's your first name? Justin. You can't do it? Okay. Who else emailed me? Jim Rosin, you wanted in that class? Anybody else want in that? The beginning bowl, we'll have the blanks. You'll just have to bring a bowl gouge and a parting tool and maybe a scraper if you got one. So if anybody else is interested in being in that class, come and see me on the break, okay? There's been a lot of talk about Lichtenberg fracturing, especially around Christmas time, because 3 woodworkers were killed trying to do this process. The AAW banned it a couple of years ago from all their functions. I don't even think they allow you to bring it into like their pop-up galleries or anything like that. And we as a group, our leadership sat down a month ago and we decided that we also are going to ban that from all of our functions. We already have to anyways because of the AAW, but there's no, there isn't anything about whether somebody can bring it to show and tell, and we don't want to encourage anybody to try and do this process. The last person that was killed lived here in Michigan, Dearborn, Michigan. He was an electrician, and he electrocuted himself trying to do this process. So that's what spurred this conversation, got brought up with a lot of the groups in Michigan, and so we've taken upon ourselves that we are going to ban Lichtenberg fracturing from even show and tell. We don't want anybody encouraging anybody to try this process. So if anybody has any questions about that, let me know. Otherwise, you can go to the AAW site. They have a whole page dedicated to it. It's just a very, very dangerous thing to do, you know. So you're working with a lot of voltage, and people don't realize that, the kind of voltage that gets put out by a microwave transformer. So anyways, that was something we discussed at our last meeting. Let's see, our demo today is Daryl Bell. He's going to be doing some, showing how he makes his jewelry. Before that though, before we take our break, we are going to do show and tell. So what I'll do is ask people to grab your items and line up. Do we have raffle tickets for show and tell people? You're going to handle that, Tom?
That's been around.
I'm Dave Miller, and I just had rough turn this bowl about a year and a half ago. Wanted to get out in the shop and just play a little bit. I thought the form turned out kind of nice. Cherry.
What's the finish?
White on top. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Daryl the writer. I'm on light duty right now, so I made something small and light. This is an old board that laid in my storage area for probably 20 years. I always thought it was walnut. It's not. I took the finish off it. This thing was a little under 3/4 of an inch thick when I started, and it's kind of flimsy now. Put in a little bit of decorative holes to something that I feel compelled to do. Obviously, the balloons, if it's hung this way, which it's set up to do, I guess they could be swimmers either getting away or heading someplace else.
I'm Elizabeth Day. I've been suffering a pinched nerve for like a month and a half, so I personally haven't been able to do any training, but I'm bringing this in for my husband, who's also a member, Aaron Day. This is a bowl he turned from mystery wood from my dad's backyard.
It's to your right.
He said it was elm, but we're not entirely sure. We've had different people tell us different things about that. But the wood itself was very interesting. The outside kind of looked like vines, except it was a tree, so it was like growing up around itself. That's why you get all these bark inclusions and holes. But it's a really neat wood to turn, but it's also a little scary. I've done some pieces out of this myself due to all the hoods. It's like, is this going to explode on me or not? But that's what I got today.
Hold the mic down a little bit, Steve. Yeah, so we can.
Steve Payne, got a couple of pieces there, I think. It's a Mulberry, I believe. Maybe somebody knows better than I, but I'm pretty sure. This is a piece I did, I got from bamboo, but I did it from a cutting board that I got from Menards. I just kind of like the color of the wood and everything. And so I thought I'd turn a little flatter on it, put a little walnut foot on it.
How does the bamboo turn?
Oh, real well, real well. I've got a bunch of different stuff I've done in bamboo. I love it.
My name's Doug. I started this piece, I poured this about a year ago, and the smaller bowls I was able to get a big enough base where they stood up, but this was so lopsided it would not stand up. It kept falling over, and I didn't have enough foot. So I fashioned a little tree trunk for it to hold it up. It's a big old elm burl I got from Ted Lover's estate. And this is walnut I also got from Ted. So this is a Ted Lover's piece. So yeah, it was a year in the making. This piece has been sitting around my house for a year trying to figure out what am I going to do with this bowl that won't stand up. You know, so I finally got around to finishing that thing up. So my tree trunk here took me about 8 hours to carve from just a chunk, you know, to get all the different pieces in there and to get it to fit. So I was pretty happy with the way it turned out.
Hi, my name is John Petrillo. This is a version of a basket illusion. For those of you that are running out of horizontal space in your house, I recommend giving this a shot because it takes hours to finish. And so it's 10 inches in diameter, very clear maple, and the color is Indian ink. And the beads are made by using a wood burner to burn the lines in there. So it's very labor intensive.
Are those beads that you cut in the face of it?
Yeah, yes, that's
With like a little D-way?
That's right. Use a D-way beading tool. Just open
Yep.
and then on the lathe, use the index to index the lines. And then sit your ottoman or something with a burning tool and watch television and burn these lines in for about 8 hours.
Your software program you use to pattern?
Yes,
design?
yes, yeah. It's free. Harvey Meyer, who's been promoting this, you go to his website, you can download the design software, and it's, I think one of them is, I think, $10 a shareware, and the other is free. I don't remember the names of it now. They work, I think, specifically on they don't work on a Macintosh, just for a regular PC, sort of a disadvantage. Anyway, it was kind of fun to do. But
So
not finished yet.
the India ink, put it on with a really fine brush, like a bleed.
No, it doesn't bleed at all. The Faber-Castell makes pens. You can get them at Dick Black, something like that. They come in various pen thicknesses, all the way to a brush with a very fine tip. And they're about $10 or $12 a piece. And you go through about 2 or 3 of those pens to finish a platter this size. Harvey Meyer does bowls this way, and it's a very interesting bowl. He actually beats the inside. It's pretty fascinating how he gets it done. It's very, very interesting stuff. And his designs, by the way, he offers a few of those that you can download and use yourself and pattern. Or you can make your own. much
time do you figure it took you to do that? How much time do you figure it took you to do
Oh,
that?
it took like 15 minutes to turn the platter, and it took about 12 to 14 hours to do the animated.
Right.